Yo, what is up YouTube? My name is Aaron and today I'm going to be telling you guys my experience with the PlayStation VR, whether you should buy it or is it just a gimmick for Sony to take all of your money. So the first thing I want to get out of the water before we even talk about PlayStation VR is no, you do not have to have a special PlayStation to be able to use this device. You can use your PlayStation that you have right now or any other PlayStation 4 that they have made. It comes with a processing unit, and I think whenever they make the PS 4.5, that processing unit will be in it, so it'll be one less thing on your desk or your setup or wherever you're at. So that's one thing to keep in mind. So let's talk about comfort. Whenever you see something that's going to be resting on your head, you might think it's going to be a little top heavy, it's going to weigh your head down, or it's just going to be uncomfortable. With this, it is not the case. I found that once I got it fitted properly, put the headset on, which you can wear a headset with this, and a lot of people don't really think about that until you really start looking at the bands, but it actually fit. The headset fit around my head good. There was no pressure on my head, kind of like wearing headphones and sunglasses at the same time. That is a bad combination, but with this, it was very comfortable. So let's get into the gaming experience. I played a space game. You started in a runway, and then you got launched out into space where you could shoot down other ships. So the first thing that I noticed whenever I put it on is that it is a unreal experience. It doesn't even feel like you're gaming. It feels like the future of gaming. It's something that I cannot explain to you what it's like to be able to look around in a game and feel like you're there almost. And I think these things trick your mind a little bit into thinking that you're there. I mean, once you get great headphones on your ears and you have this great VR, which I'll tell you guys some specs real quick. Each eyepiece or each screen at your eye is 1080p screens that are capable of 120 frames per second, which is incredible. I was thinking these things were going to be a little bit laggy, which it was. It was rough edges. I did use the prototype. They're definitely going to refine it from what I used, but it was nothing to not buy it for. It felt very smooth, and the overall gaming experience, like I said, was unlike anything I've ever played. Like, I don't even really like those type of games where you're like in a ship and you're shooting and that's all you do, but I could see myself getting into other games that I haven't played before because of this, because of the sensations that you get. And with that comes a little bit of sickness. Yes, I felt a little bit lightheaded and sick about 5 minutes into the gaming experience, and I just took it off and I walked around and I was like, okay, I'm done here. I do not want to get sick, but I think that's something that you can overcome. And whenever you're sitting here listening, you're like, oh, I don't want to get sick as I'm playing. Think about this. If you've ever taken like a long break away from gaming or switch up your gaming setup tremendously, you go from, like, I'll give you an example, right? I play on a 24-inch BenQ monitor. I sit roughly 3 feet or closer to the monitor whenever I'm hardcore gaming, I guess you could say. And I made a switch to about a 50-inch TV. I didn't switch, but I used a 50-inch TV to play games on for about 3 weeks, give or take. And whenever I came back home and I got right back on my monitor and I was that close, I felt very, very sick. I could not take it. I had to back way up about 6 feet, but each day, and it took about 3 days to do, I got back to my normal groove, sitting right in front of the screen and not getting sick. So I think it's going to be the case with this VR headset. It's just something that you have not experienced, and it's probably going to take a little bit more than 3 days. I see a good week as a break-in period, and by the next week, you're going to be ready to go. So one question I asked was, do you need a TV to be able to use this? And he kind of was stumbled at that question, and he's like, yeah, but he was very unsure, and I'm thinking that's because no one's ever asked this before. What my process, and I'm taking credit for this was actually one of my friend's questions, but I'll take credit for it for this video. What he and I were thinking is whenever you go somewhere, whenever you're either going over to a friend's house or something and maybe they don't have two TVs and you still want to game, this is something that you can easily throw in a book bag. You can throw your PS4 in the book bag, the processor unit in the book bag, and the VR in a book bag, also with your headset, and you would be able to game. Now, I don't see any reason why you would not be able to not have a TV whenever you're playing with this, because the screen, although I did not get to see the PlayStation menu, it's still connected to the PS4. And even if you're not able to see the home screen whenever you sign in, just memorize, X, over, X, and then your game starts up. Like, all you have to do is memorize a few things of where the screen comes in, and that takes no time at all. You do that in like a day, and then you're able to throw this entire setup into a book bag and theoretically game anywhere. You don't have to have a TV, you don't have to carry extra luggage. You can just have this and play your VR games. Now, a big thing that works with this is lighting. Lighting really tricks your eyes, where shadows are, where your brain thinks shadows could be. I mean, there's tons of videos on YouTube of how optical illusions fool you just by lighting. And the lighting in the game that I played was amazing. I felt like I was in there as the lights of the cockpit lit up, the instrument clusters lit up. It casted a glow and it felt like it was real. It tricked my mind into thinking it was real. And no, I don't think that it's going to be like one of those movies where you're just sitting there and you don't know what's reality or not. Shout out to Spy Kids 3D. But this is something very cool. So let's talk about the price. The bundle is $499. That is US dollars. Tax is going to come out no matter where you live. You're going to have to pay a little bit of tax for it. In fact, wait, no, I think there is a place that's tax-free. I want to move there, but $499 might sound like a lot, especially if you haven't really heard about VR before. To put this into a greater cause, I like using analogies. So if you were wanting to do VR on a PC, first of all, you would have to have a PC capable of running that, which I guess now you can get a $350 graphics card. I think it's the GTX 1070, and I think that is VR ready. But regardless, you're going to have a PC that's able to perform and give you the enough performance to be able to play VR. With this kit, you get the processing unit, you already have a PS4, or if you're thinking about getting a PS4 because of this, prices do seem good. I think you can get everything for right at $1,000 or under. Whereas if you were to go the PC route, your PC would probably start around $1,000 and you would pick up an Oculus for like $600, $700, $800. And by the end of it, you would be paying $2,000 to get the same experience that you can have with the PlayStation VR. So games that are going to be coming to it, I'm not too sure right now. In fact, I have like a booklet somewhere that really shows the games, but none of those games really seem like, AAA titles. That's just something like, it's new, they've done it, but once bigger companies start getting into this, I can really see the value. So if you don't want to go right up and buy one because the game selection is very slim, you do get a game with the bundle if you're wanting. Here, let me tell you what the bundle is, right? For $499, you get the headset, processing unit, the PlayStation Eye, the PlayStation Move Sticks or drumsticks, whatever you want to call them, microphones, and you get PlayStation VR Worlds. And that has 3-4 games within one disc that you'll be able to play on VR. So that's pretty cool. They do have other games. I really wish I came more prepared and had that list for you, but trust me, there was no game that really stuck out to me as being a AAA title. But whenever a game like Grand Theft Auto, and I think whenever Grand Theft Auto 6 comes out, that it will be VR. This is the gaming of the future. Forget about 4K. VR is where it's at. It will, trust me, it will make you sick the first time you play it. So don't let that be a turnoff. Like I said, with my experience, I'm thinking that you can get used to this within a week's time. And it might take longer for some people if you're new to gaming entirely and you want to get into VR. I don't recommend that. I would say go ahead and play some games first to get familiarized with the controllers, everything you need to know, because once you put that thing on, you're not going to be able to see the controller. And I know plenty of people that have to look down at the controller to see what button they're going to press, and I'm one of them. I have been an Xbox person my entire life, and I get the PS4 mainly because of Black Ops 3, and I still look at the controller sometimes. It's more whenever I'm thinking about it, my reactions are straight to the button, but because, it's not that much of a difference, but whenever the screen says press triangle, I'm like, what? There's a triangle on this controller? And it messes with me a little bit, so definitely get used to a PS4. Is Xbox going to do this? I'm sure. If one company comes out with something, that means the other company is developing it, and it's probably going to come out for the Xbox. However, the Xbox might make you buy a new system for this. However, on the PlayStation, you're able to get this for $499. But wait, if you're like, I already have the sticks, I already have the camera, I don't want two of those, you can buy just the headset and the VR thing, and it's going to be $400, about $100 cheaper than if you were just to get the entire thing, which I recommend you just get the $500 model, sell your eye or your eye camera thing, sell your drumsticks, and just keep the game. So, hope you guys enjoyed this. Experience was good, like I said. I really did enjoy it, and it's something that I could be the most descriptive person in the world, and I could still not give you that experience that I had. It's very cool. You should check it out. Check your local Best Buy. Some GameStops have them set up. Unfortunately, the GameStop around where I live did not, and the Best Buy, they have gone. I called. I wanted to do it again, and they were like, yep, he's out of here. So, hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it was a rather long video, but for something like the PlayStation VR, this video needed to be made. I wish I should have made it earlier, but I never really thought about that before. So let me know down below if you guys are thinking about getting the PlayStation VR or what bundle, if you're going to get the $500 bundle or if you're going to wait until it's refined a little bit, read reviews, let me know down below. And as for me, am I going to get this whenever it comes out? Probably not. I think it's very cool. I have a problem with novelty items, and sometimes I buy into novelty items, but I try not to. I really do, and $500 is pretty steep for a novelty item that if I use it a lot, it would be worth it, but I think I'm probably going to stick to traditional gaming until they make better games for it. I think at the time of GTA 6, this thing's going to be refined so much, and GTA 6 is probably going to be the AAA VR title if something doesn't come out before it. Call of Duty, if you guys are wondering, it would be cool-ish on a VR, but I definitely know that spinning around in circles doing trick shots off of a building will make you throw up. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Peace.
Damn, I feel amazing. Damn, I'm in the matrix. My mind is living on cloud nine, and this nine is never on vacation. Start up that Maserati and vroom, vroom, I'm racing. Popping pills in that lobby, and I pray they don't find her naked. And I pray you niggas is hating. Shooters go after Judas. Jesus Christ, if I live life on my knees, ain't no need to do this. Park it in front of Lunas, next to that church is chicken.